What's up, everyone? Welcome to a special episode of Toy Daddies Toy and Tell. It is Tuesday, April 18th, and it's the middle of the day. Toy Father is on vacation right now, and he's having some fun. He's just going to be talking about toys, but he also has a guest. I'd like to introduce a very special guest, Mary Fox. How you doing?
Hey, it is a beautiful Tuesday morning. How we enjoying our vacation so far?
I'm enjoying it very well, and it's good to finally kind of talk to you in person. I think we've chatted for we've been in I think we're in a New England chat where there are a lot of New
Yes.
England collectors in this chat, and we
Yes.
occasionally chat. But we've been in a chat for a long time. It's finally good to see a face with the messages that come with it. And you've been a long time
absolutely.
fan,
I
long
actually
time.
started.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I actually started that group.
You did?
So basically, yeah. So basically, I went to a Toy Galaxy meet. He had this meetup, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll go," and ended up meeting like a whole ton of people, and I was like, finally, like my people are here. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a Instagram group and get all these people together that are like near me, because unfortunately in this hobby we get everybody that's like in Texas or Kuala Lumpur or everywhere but here.
Yeah, it's so true.
I
I feel like the collectors in the New England area are so far apart, whereas in everyone else, it's like they're next door neighbors, you know?
exactly.
So there was one thing I wanted to ask you in terms of just a number of questions, but just like what we're doing in Toy Talk or anything like that, I always like to ask someone like, what is your toy origin like? So like tell us like how you started collecting, what you started collecting, and how you got into toy photography.
Yeah, sure. So I had toys as a kid. I had action figures. I did not have Barbies. So like I started out way back in the day with Kenner superpowers.
Oh yeah?
Like my very first one was Superman. And I would take him to school with me. And then
Was that the
I,
Superman? There was a
collected.
Superman that had a kryptonite ring that if you put it near it, it would fall back.
No, unfortunately, I wasn't that cool to get that one. I was just the
But you
bog standard guy with the cape.
still a good one. Still a good one.
Oh, still a good one. I mean, I actually have a photo up on my Instagram of me and the Hall of Justice. So
Is
my
that
parents.
your first Hall of Justice or?
Yeah, that was the first. That was Christmas, 88. I'd have to say 88, 87, which it's actually on my Instagram, where it's me dressed up Christmas morning, in my pajamas.
Is this like way down there?
Oh yeah. It's probably one of the first. Yeah, it's probably one of the first ones. But yeah, I mean, it's just a little girl with red hair and a huge yellow Hall of Justice. So
And your parents got this for you?
Yes, my parents came through for that. I mean, I'd love to say that I saved a long time and did it with my allowance, but there was no way I was going to save up that much money for the Hall of Justice.
How much was it back in the day?
So somebody actually, there's a guy called Battle Armored Dad on Twitter who actually goes back and scans old catalogs. So I would say it was probably around $30 in 1988.
Oh my gosh, was it really?
Would make it roughly. I mean, it was huge. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Hall of Justice.
I'm hoping to get to it on your last post here by the end of the stream. Yeah, how many posts do you have?
I've got like about 1,500.
Oh my gosh, there's no way I'm gonna get to the end of this. How about I just do this? We'll just go through your feed and I'll just like I can Google search it. But
okay, that's fine.
So how old were you around then when you got your first Hall of Justice?
I would say 7.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I started out like little. Like I remember my first PJs were Superman PJs. Like I was in this from like day 1. Like I'm OG.
And you've just collected ever since? Have you like saved all of your toys? Is that what?
No, I wish I did. So, you know when you hit high school?
Okay. Here we go.
And you finally have to be an adult. I had to give up all my toys. And I gave them to my cousin. Also, the fact that I was a girl going into high school who had action figures. That probably wasn't going to be great. So, but yeah, but I've then.
Well, it's not like you brought them to school, but yeah, when you get to high school, you kind of keep it on the down low. That's so true. I just found it.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yes, that is the Hall of Justice. Yes. That is 100% the Hall. Yes.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yes.
What a great like first like big gift.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I'm surprised. I'm like, I don't know what happened to it because I think we moved a lot when I was a kid, so it was very much I had it until I didn't have it, and it's kind of one of those things. I'm mad now that it's gone. I mean, I could probably go on eBay and find it.
It looks like it's going for like $300.
All right, maybe not then.
Yeah, you can get so many cooler things right now. I know it doesn't fight the nostalgia, but
yeah, don't get me wrong. I love me some nostalgia, but yeah. And then
so you were 7 years old. You got your first Hall of Justice. You collected Super Friends. You stopped in high school, and then what happened?
My mom made me stop in high school because she thought it wouldn't be a good look. Yeah, like literally, I had the original Ninja Turtles. I had the busts because all of my friends were getting out of toys.
You sound like about my age. You sound like about my age. So around that time in high school, it was like height of Pokemon, height of Power Rangers, even some X-Men animated series. So I was still watching those cartoons in secret. But I definitely understand like that conflict in terms of parents saying that, you know, you're too old to be playing with this stuff.
Yeah. And then let's see. Was in the army, got out of the army.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I joined right out of high school, so I was in the army for a bit.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. So I mean, I couldn't have it then, and then I think it was around I was at my 10-year high school reunion. I was killing time before it. I popped into the Walmart. For some reason, I went to the toy section.
Which high school reunion was this?
My 10-year.
Okay.
Yep. So, and I went to the Walmart into the toy section, And there was DC Universe Classics 75-year edition of Superman and the Flash.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going, you know what?
I know that packaging too.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I'm having this. I'm taking this with me. And then
you took it into the reunion with you, or was this after?
No, I can't. So to be fair, I kept it in the car.
That's what I imagined.
I kept it in the car. I was in Walmart, I think, for like potato salad and like a 2-liter of soda. Because it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like a barbecue at somebody's house.
Oh, got it.
But that's why I went to Walmart in the first place. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take pictures of these guys. So, also the fact that I went to film school and didn't have anybody to film. I just wanted to go, like, I just wanted to create stuff.
Was film school after the army?
Yes, film school was after the army. I've been a lot of places. I
film
really
school
need
is
to write
the army?
this down in some kind of chronology.
Did you say film school during the army?
No, after the army.
Oh, got it. After the army. Got it.
Yeah, after the army. Yeah. And then got a chance, like, I did some backpacking, like, did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And then I took my figures to the UK in 2012.
The UK, okay. You moved over there?
There's pictures. Yeah. So, no, I was just backpacking. I just got really bored and figured, you know what? For this rare time, I had cash and time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Ireland. So there's pictures of them in Ireland. There's pictures of them in Dublin, in Derry, Northern Ireland.
And this
London.
Is all on your Instagram?
Yes, that's all on my Instagram. Yeah. So
when did you start the Instagram then?
Let's see. Instagram, probably.
Does it say? 2014.
Oh, okay. Like there's legit 1,500 photos on that. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna probably take you like a hot minute to find the beginning stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, actually almost more than that. It's almost 1,600 photos.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and I got a chance to take them with me, and it was actually a lot of fun.
And which ones did you take with you?
I took Green Lantern, Batman, Piper from Charmed, The Question, Smallville Clark Kent, and a couple of others.
Man, Smallville. I watched that show religiously.
Yeah, I know Smallville. Yes. I watched it to the very end. I literally got out of the army. It started, and then it finished. I think I'd moved about 4 times, but always came back to it.
Yeah, the very end was the season finale when he becomes Superman. When it was leading up to that,
yeah,
you're like, this is awesome, but then you realized you wasted like 12 years of him just like not wearing the suit.
Right, but you knew that was kind of the whole thing in the beginning. That was
the whole point.
No tights, no flights. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but we did get to see him to fly, which was cool.
That's true. It was cool. But now like shows like Superman and Lois, which I love, is just like Superman right from the start. no origin. Yep. It's just Superman.
Yeah.
Well, that's really neat in terms of just your. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say the fact that Supergirl started this because he
Yes.
first guest starred on Supergirl.
Mhm.
That they did all this, and then like not even a nod to Supergirl to be like, "Yo, thank you for help launching this huge thing."
Well, I think we learned, and spoilers for anyone that hasn't watched it, that this somehow
It's
it's
another
not
Earth.
exactly, and there's no Supergirl in it, or it's not connected, or
Mhm.
whatever. Even though they kind of mentioned her in the first
Mhm.
episode, I'm not sure what happened. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think they were trying to separate itself from the Arrowverse, which is now ending. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
um,
The Flash is the very last series.
yeah, the Flash is the last one, and yeah, and it ends this season. I haven't. I honestly, I have not watched it since like this one big crossover called Infinite Crisis, where
Yes.
Arrow
Yes.
died, and then
Yep.
Arrow ended. I watched the season finale of Arrow. Then I don't think I watched it ever since. I think there was like too much going on. The only thing I did watch, or do watch, is Superman and Lois. That's it.
Mm-hmm. No, and it's an awesome show. I'm not knocking it. I think it's brilliant, especially what they're doing with Lois this season. So yeah, no, I think it's a great show. But I
Definitely,
do
I
kind
think
of
yeah,
miss interconnectedness of all of it. I miss the Arrowverse.
definitely. I definitely agree. No, I definitely agree with you. Um, if Superman was a part of that, it would have been great. But I really like him as a Superman. I wish they brought him as like the cinematic Superman. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I think
Yeah.
he is the Superman. To be honest, for me. But
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic.
I'm excited to see what James Gunn does, though.
Yes, I mean, it. It's kind of like he's kind of inherited all this, and he's going to start afresh. So
Yeah,
we're going to get the Flash movie, which is supposed to be this summer, and then we're
and
supposed to
reset
get his
everything.
whole new launch. Yeah, right. Like the Flash comes out, and then that resets everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but I think Blue Beetle looks cool. I'm kind of stoked for that.
Blue Beetle does look cool. It looks fun, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I
that's
think
all
that's
I
what they
ask.
need after all this serious stuff. Is like
Yeah.
we've had like 10 years of like very serious Batman,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Batman's always gonna be serious, I guess, though, right?
right. But like Shazam, like the whole kind of energy of Shazam and Aquaman, and
Did you
like the
watch
first
Shazam
Black Bolt.
2?
No, I've not watched Shazam 2 yet.
I actually really enjoyed Shazam 2. I thought that was a
Okay.
lot of fun. And I'm not sure why I didn't do so well in the theater, but it was a really good movie, I thought. And it was just funny, and I did laugh out loud in some parts. But hey, let's go to the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's here. Just join us on this random Tuesday afternoon at 11, just hanging out. If you
All
have questions
right.
for Mary Fox and I are just hanging out. It's been a while. We've been trying to like kind of get together in terms of just doing a live show, whether it was on Toy Talk or whatever. But this was kind of the perfect venue, considering I'm on vacation and I wanted to do something. And I thought we'd talk about some toys, open some toys. Mary, I know you wanted to talk about some toys. I wanted to open some toys and talk about it. And I wanted to show you something that I know that you have a bias for. And I want to kind of open your eyes on something.
Okay.
Wilfredo, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Part of the New England group. What's going on?
Woohoo!
No
Yes,
chewing.
pork chop.
Pork chop, that's right. No chewing. How's it going, buddy?
Yep.
Hopefully it's during your lunch break. Zap, thwip, boom. How's it going, bud?
Okay,
Let's see.
that's a
We got the
name
great.
right there.
Yeah, he's also a great photographer. Great Mewtwo.
Nice.
How's it going? One of my favorite Pokemon. Let's see. Great Mewtwo, thanks you for your service.
Oh, you know what? You're welcome.
Tried to do the same thing with Batman with the Gotham show. Yep. The Gotham show was, yeah. I didn't watch that one, to be honest.
Nah, Yeah, I wasn't really into it.
Yeah, me either. And Dr. Spacescape, how's it going, bud? Thanks for joining us. I hope all is well.
Woohoo!
So, Mary, I know. Why don't you talk about kind of things you collect? I see that you collect a lot of Marvel. You have an
Hmm.
Indiana Jones. What are things that you like to collect?
So I am very much 112 Marvel Legends. Like I started out with, obviously DC Universe Classics. Like that's what I started out with.
Were you a
Because
big DC fan growing up? I mean, obviously you had super friends and all
yeah.
that, but did you read the
Oh yeah.
comics or anything?
My cousin Richard tried to get me into the comics. So, like, I do occasionally read them. I mean, I do have some trades on my shelf,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not super current on what's going on now. But I was very much like, I had the black armband in elementary school when Superman died. Like,
Oh yeah, I totally remember that.
yeah. So, so some of the stuff I did keep up with. Um,
Man,
I
that was
saw.
such an iconic thing when Superman
Yes.
died. Like it was in the news. I remember going to the comic book store, buying all those things, and then
Yep.
like, then there was the lead up of like all the four
Yep.
Supermen that, Superboy, Steel, Cyborg, and the Eradicator. And
Yep.
I remember those die cut like covers.
Hmm.
I had to get all of them, and then eventually led to Superman's revival, and everyone's like, "Oh, he didn't die." But it was such a
Yep.
great, like his death. That artwork was great. Doomsday was such a great character too. I still love Doomsday.
But yeah, so basically, yeah, just huge DC fan until. I mean, I still am, but I always found that they were a bit weak in figures after Mattel. Like, I think Mattel just sort of cracked out towards the end
Yeah.
for a DC Universe, DC Multiverse. But then halfway through the middle of that, I found Hasbro Marvel Legends, especially like the MCU stuff. That's kind of like where I'm like a huge fan of that because it looks a lot like the characters. And plus kind of falling in love with those characters or the impersonations of those characters. And those guys I have a ton of. Like there's a running gag that I have God, what was it? I've got like 7 Thors, trying to kind of rumble of Thors. Is it a flash of Thors? Or kind of collecting the best representations of like I have a ton of Captain Americas. So it's just having those figures that I can kind of put in my bag and take with me. That's kind of like what I love about what I do is some of my figures have been to New Zealand. I take them to like Los Angeles with me. Like whenever I take a trip, there's one of them in my bag on the table with me, being kind of like my poker coach. So there's actually a picture of him on my Instagram of Gambit on the poker table and like the stack of chips. It's like I always have a figure with me.
Yeah, so it seems like the theme behind your Instagram is really just like traveling with figures and then being able to just post and from what I like about your Instagram, it shows that you're having a lot of fun with your figures, whether you're in front of your desk or like in the poker chips or they're traveling with you. I think that's
Yeah.
one thing that we don't see a lot in kind of like toy photography. It's more of a let's get the dial, let's build up this cinematic scene. Whereas for you, it's like I love toys. They come with me everywhere I go, and here's a picture of where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's your theme, or?
Yeah, I would say I mean, don't get me wrong, I love dios. I think that's super cool, but I would rather save my money and take my figures somewhere amazing rather than having like a whole bunch of stuff here.
I definitely
I
get
think
you
it
on
comes to
that.
the fact of like, yeah, like this is the first time that I've had an apartment by myself, and it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time is spent traveling and kind of living out of my backpack. So that's why I really want stuff that can go in my bag, and then I can take them with me. And try, and, you know, obviously I want to do something cool, something cinematic, something, you know, like everyone else does, but you know, I kind of like the idea, kind of like Toy Story, like they exist in our world.
I love that idea. And I mean, not to say that you can't get a great photo doing outdoor photography either. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're in the mountains or anything like that, or outside in the forest, like you can still get a great scene, which you've done in the past too. So, but again, from what I
Mm-hmm.
see, what I like is that you're having fun with your figures, and that's what pretty much people want to see, right? And all you want to do is just celebrate figures,
No,
celebrate
yeah.
where you are, celebrate what you're doing. Just to answer Plastic Peeps' question, I'm just sipping on some coffee because it's a morning coffee time. Toy Daddies.
It does look a bit like a soda can, though.
Yeah, well, this is my travel mug, or not really my travel mug, but I use it when I'm home. And what I love about it, it just keeps my coffee really warm, and I don't have to,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't get it cold if it's in a mug.
Mm-hmm.
It's the simple things, Mary. It's the simple things.
Dude, I get it, man. Like, there's something about having like your favorite mug and just kind of sipping from it.
That's a great mug. So there's
Yeah.
one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I think you had mentioned this a few weeks ago. You had talked about McFarlane's, and you talked about how you don't like how there's a lack of articulation. There's definitely articulation piece with McFarlane that lacks with some of their older figures. But the one thing that I do enjoy about McFarlane are the sculpts, and the articulation has gotten better. So I wanted to show you some
Mm-hmm.
of my most recent McFarlanes that I've gotten. So
Okay.
this is the Hush Batman. I love this sculpt right here, and I've shown him before. It's an amazing
Yep.
sculpt. What McFarlane does right are the sculpts themselves. For me, I'm more of it comes sculpt first, then articulation. Then along the same lines with the Hush, here's a Catwoman. And I
Yep.
have to say, this Catwoman, the articulation is on point. Like you can get into poses like this. Like it looks great. Ab crunch is something that's missing, but the articulation on the arms and legs, my goodness, it's one of the best that McFarlane has ever produced. And it's smooth. And I do love this figure a lot. And the sculpt, my goodness, it's great.
Oh yeah, McFarlane. Yeah,
Look at
McFarlane
this
is
whip.
an awesome sculptor. That's better than Indy's whip.
It is. It is. Indy's whip
Yes,
was
and when we get a
very
chance,
disappointing.
no, when we get a chance, we'll talk about my Indy experience.
Let's talk about it right now. Yeah, I know. I know you were.
do like. So I literally get the box and I start live streaming because I figured, you know what, I've never live streamed. I've never done an unboxing before. We'll do it. And I open it up and his foot falls off.
Oh
His
man!
foot wasn't even attached.
It
So I basically
attached it all. Did it
yeah,
break off?
no, wasn't it? No, the peg was fine. It looks like it didn't get pushed in. Peg's intact and everything.
So at least it wasn't broken.
So basically, no, it wasn't broken, but I did have to like put him in boiling water and then take a hammer to his leg. And I'm thinking,
to nail it
I
in?
ordered you in October. Yeah, to pound it in. It wasn't going because it had completely cleared out. So it had that little nubbin that you had to like push through where it'll hold. So yes, we had to take some hot water and a hammer. And then I finally got indie, but I was like, are you kidding me?
That's so annoying.
Like, okay, so I've been buying action figures for 13 years. I've never had a figure fall apart on me fresh in the box.
I'm sure it's happened to me, but I think with indie, I get the sense that you were a big indie fan. You were like, just like everyone who got these figures.
Oh yeah.
Highly anticipated, right? Like they couldn't wait to get their indie. And you pre-ordered it.
Oh god, yes.
And so now it comes and it comes broken.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh.
Yeah. But to Hasbro's credit, I did send the information to Hasbro. And I'm supposed to get something in the indie line that is supposed to be the same or greater value than the Raiders of the Lost Ark indie.
Really? That's so cool. So they're gonna. Oh wow! I hope it's short round.
Short round would be. I wouldn't mind short round. I wouldn't mind Professor Jones. I mean, I'd be even cool with like Kazim or Old Indy or Helena Shaw or any of them. Like I'm very stoked for the Dial of Destiny.
Well, it sounds like, wow, Hasbro really, they just said, oh, we'll send you another figure from the wave. Sorry about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So basically, because she said it wasn't in, the one that I wanted wasn't in stock. But they're like, as soon as something comes available that we have in stock, we're just going to ship it out to you.
Interesting.
And I'm like, cool.
I hope they do that.
Just feels kind of weird to be like having to complain to a toy company. Yeah, knock on wood, man. Knock on wood. I checked my email. Like it's legit a thing.
Yeah. I would have to say though, I haven't really had to like. I mean, I haven't really ordered straight from companies that much. So, but if I order through Big Bad Toys, they're pretty good. Their customer service is pretty good. So if there's any complaint, I remember my Mafex Carnage arm broke, and they're like, "All right, we can give you credit or buy you a new one, or send you a new one." Sometimes they'll ask you to send the figure back. Sometimes they won't. But for the most part, Big Bad Toys has a good reputation of just like, they're like, I'll give you credit. What do you want? Like all that. So they're usually pretty good about that. Hasbro sounds like they're doing well too. The fact that you're getting another figure, I think, just makes it up for having that broken indie foot, you know? Hello? Mary?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you're a little delayed or not.
Oh yeah.
So what else are you collecting in terms of just like what you see now? Is there any figures that you're looking forward to this year?
The fact that I had video and stuff of it too. It's like, because I was just opening it up and being like so excited, and then
Mary? Oh, sorry. I don't know if you froze or stopped there. I didn't hear what you said.
Nope, that's quite all right. It looks like I froze, so you can start from the top. Um, apart from indie, I don't really see a lot that I really want to get into. I think at this point, I think I have almost I don't want to see perfect collection because then there'll be another figure that comes out. But I think I have a pretty curated collection right now where I'm like, unless they come up with something super incredible, I'm kind of good.
I have to say, what I'm really impressed with is your discipline in terms of just how you collect. You definitely have a focus, and I think for many people that we hang out with or see, including myself, there's this impulse to buy a lot or buy everything that you see without that hesitation of being like, wait, do I need it? That's why this year, in terms of like the 52 challenge, which hasn't really, it's helped a bit. It definitely has helped a bit for my impulse control, thinking about, do I need this? Will I need it? But for the most part, I am impressed with the way you are selective about your figures and what you want. So it sounds like you're a big indie fan, you're a big Thor, Captain America fan. Are there any other figures that, I mean, you once loved superhero or DC superheroes, Superman, Batman, any of those?
Honestly, for my for my 13th anniversary, which will be in August, I am scouting eBay to rebuy the original 75th anniversary figures.
The ones that came out in Walmart?
Because those are the two I started. Yeah, the ones that came out in Walmart. I'm tracking them on eBay, and I want to get them to kind of do this whole, this is my first picture, this is my, kind of have that full circle kind of effect. Which would be cool. Because, yeah,
like cool. The ones that came out were really neat.
Yeah, I want to like McFarlane, but the 7-inch scale just hurts. Like when you have an entire collection that is 6, and then he comes in with 7, and it just kind of really messes the vibe.
I mean, it doesn't help.
Plus, I wasn't.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Also, I'm not a huge fan of his articulation for the first couple of figures.
It's gotten better. I mean, it's definitely not.
Just with the ankles showing. Yeah.
It's definitely not as good as Hasbro or anything like that, but it's something at least I can live with because of the sculpts. But I definitely get that. I mean, there's something to say. I got the new Spider-Man 2099 from Across the Multiverse. That thing has some great articulation, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, just that's going back the Miguel to the one, right?
The Miguel one. Yeah, I love that. Like, I love that. I love Spider-Man 2099 growing up, and I love this new design. And maybe I'm just a sucker for Spider-Man 2099, but I really love that figure. I did not pre. Yeah, that. Jaden, what's up? Toy Pick Community Discord. I did not order the Gucci Moon Knight yet, but I definitely want it. Wilfredo says Super 7 took care of me when I got the Andre the Giant. Oh wow, that's awesome. Skydro Walker, what's up, buddy? With the same, yeah, I guess so. Last day for the Randalorian collab, not yet. You can still keep going. We are going to go and announce everything next Wednesday. We're going to talk about a little bit on this Wednesday about the Randalorian. We had to clear up some of the things in terms of like who got prizes, where we're going to internationally ship. We kind of figured all that out a few days ago. I made a video that's going to shoot or kind of post pretty soon. And Toy Pick Community put up some guides in terms of what you need to do to join the Randalorian Challenge. He also opened up a new Instagram that you can tag those photos on. It's at TPC_Randalorian. So tag all your photos on that too, because some people that it's not showing up in the hashtag, and those are things that we can't really control. So we're gonna do the hashtag tag on that. We even tagging ones in a photo album that have been tagged with us. So we're trying to keep track of all of them. It's a lot to keep track of, but we're gonna see. But all of you need to come join us when we do all of that stuff and announce the winners next Wednesday. And join us this Wednesday to kind of check out what we're doing. So Mary, in terms of, we've talked about your toy origin, we've talked about your toys, we've talked about what you collect. Is there a grail in your collection that you like? Well, it sounds like you're going to get all the Super Friends ones. That's kind of a grail right now. But is there something that you got that you're like, oh man, I can't believe I have it right now, and this is great?
Well, let me see. I actually do have. There it is. The Batman animated series expressions pack. So I just have
Skydrow that works. Oh, what is that? I'm sorry.
This is the Batman animated series expressions pack, Batman.
Oh, wow.
So these heads come off, and you can get like a whole bunch of like the capes. You can have like a Bruce Wayne head. You can have a whole bunch of these.
There's that and the Joker one too, and that thing right now is really, that thing's like $300 on eBay.
Yeah. I mean, I got him for half as much, but I mean, I think this is probably the most money I've spent on a figure ever. And
you
I
like
think
the animated series?
Dude, I came home every afternoon to watch that.
Yeah.
Like and plus with Kevin Conroy, like, dude.
Yeah, best Batman ever.
Like, yeah, that's like you were saying, like the guy from Superman and Lois, that's your Superman. Like, Kevin Conroy's my Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely agree.
So this is a grail that I have, but it seems like you talk about either one that is rare or one that really matters to you. So I do have one that really matters to me. Let me see if I can find him.
So do you keep all of them in like a travel case? Is that where you're unzipping?
Well, I do. So there's a possibility I'm getting ready to travel again.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is kind of like organization and stuff. But yes, they're in travel cases for right now. Because usually they're either coming with me to something, or yeah, they're always kind of ready to go. Like, I barely go to the grocery store without having one on me. Like, if you look at some of my photos, there's pictures of Thor and I at Hannaford.
That's dedication.
So, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, sometimes it's very much just something fun, and a lot of people don't notice, but when they do, especially like when I put him at the edge of the cart and a kid sees it and just the face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, come on. Is it? I mean, that's why we do this stuff, right? This is why we do it. Now, I'm trying to find, there's like one special Thor, and I would be surprised if he's not already in the car. He probably is, because he's ready to rock and roll.
Which Thor is it?
But it is the Age of Ultron Thor.
Okay.
But
yep.
Yeah,
I definitely know that one.
He's actually, so he's quite special. When I came back from New Zealand, pretty much all my stuff was stolen. Except for the clothes I had in my pocket. In
your apartment that you were staying at?
No, so when I came back from New Zealand, unfortunately, I was sleeping on park benches.
Oh wow.
I was temporarily homeless.
Whoa.
So I stashed this kit underneath the bridge at the outlets at Silverthorne as I'm going to
Okay.
a job interview.
Wow.
And when I come back, it's gone. Like all my memorabilia from New Zealand is gone. Like a stuffed koala I had for 30 years gone. And Thor was the only figure. I was like shocked. Like I mean, it happened like almost 5 years ago, and it still kind of weirdly chokes me up. But he's my ride or die Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the only piece of property that I have assigned to go to somebody when I die. Like that's how much importance he has.
Yeah. And so you were able to get him
I
again.
think that's no. He was the only one. He was the only one I had. He was in my jacket pocket.
Oh,
Everyone else
I
got
see.
got stole. He was the only one that I had. So it's like a really big picture of him standing on a sign in Colorado. And for me, that was kind of like, as long as I've got Thor, it's going to be okay. I still have Thor. Everything else is replaceable. It was just that need to have that one guy with me. You know,
Wow,
and kind of going back to like why we love toys. You just have that one toy that's just like, that's your guy.
yeah. Wow, that's pretty incredible. I mean, you kind of just announced that piece about being homeless and then having Thor as that one figure that was left on you. You know, when it comes to all this stuff, it is just stuff, right? So the fact that you're talking to me right now from your very own apartment, getting ready to travel again, and that was only 5 years ago, that's incredible. You should be incredibly proud of yourself. You should be incredibly proud of how things turned out, and that's awesome. And I think what I love about toy collecting is that all of us come from walks of life, and all of us have different deep connections to toys. This is kind of the first time I've kind of heard a story like this, and it's incredibly touching, Mary, and it's incredible. It's a true inspiration as well. Um, I think one of the things that I really like to hear is just, I think a lot of us, when we talk about our grails or when we talk about nostalgia that hits us, they don't necessarily have that much of a impact on us, but to hear that kind of story of like, it was the only one that you had left and he was there for you, really hits home in a way that I feel is very special.
Yeah.
So that does deserve grail status in my mind.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about. Like, he's my, like, no matter what, he's my ride or die Thor.
Yeah.
Like, he's my guy. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's probably in the car, but he's one of the few guys that I upgraded to like a wire cape.
Oh.
Like, guys, like I am team wired cape.
I think most of us are, yeah.
Yeah, I'm team let him breathe, and I am team wired cape.
So my project for this week is to take off this plastic cape and put on this wired cape. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
It adds like a whole new level to a figure. Like I feel like when I do it, I almost kind of fall in love with them again.
Yes. Even Jaden
like,
agrees with you. Wired capes are a must.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I definitely agree with you. I do like the wired capes. They're a must for me too. I don't know why. I just love the wired cape as let's just have them stand there and it looks like they're in the wind. The wind smash look. Something about it that's always, I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh yeah. It was majestic, man. It just gives them like, it's almost like another character.
I agree. I agree.
Especially when you think about like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, his cape is literally another character.
Yeah, it's alive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Mary, in terms of like your toy photography, since you do travel, I guess it's dependent on where you're going. And it sounds like when you get ready to travel, you travel for a long period of time, or is it not like
Mm-hmm.
how long do you usually go?
I mean, you God, New Zealand. I was fortunate. I had a working holiday visa, so I got to live there for a year.
Oh wow.
So I got to see New Zealand for a year and got to live there. I mean,
So do you go
I
where
think
work is or
I
what?
did the UK and Ireland for like. You know what? I do take like a fairly good like. I save a good chunk of money just to travel. Whether I find work doing it, that's brilliant. If not, that's. I mean, when I was in New Zealand, yes, I had a working holiday visa. I could work legally, and that made staying a year feasible. You know, if you're going abroad, you do need like a work visa. When I was in Ireland, I mean, I kind of worked under the table as a pub crawl guide. But what I did is I traded my time for my bunk.
Got it.
So I do a lot of that. I'll do like a lot of like trading my time at hostels, so I don't spend as much on places to stay.
Oh my gosh, I have so many questions.
So like I've been a
So
concierge.
so do
Go
you
ahead.
so when you're gonna go to let's say you're gonna go travel soon, are you keeping your apartment?
Yep.
Or are you done? You still are?
I don't know. See, like these are the
Okay.
questions that I'm kind of having right now with do I want to stay here? Do I want to try something else? Do I want to Yeah, I'm kind of in that point of about every 4 years I need to like travel. And we're getting into like half of year 4 of New Zealand, where it's kind of like, okay, it's time for a big trip. Where are we going? How are we doing this? Who are we taking with us? Or how are we gonna, when I had my apartment in Colorado before I left New Zealand, I got rid of like 5 boxes full of stuff. I literally Marie Kondo'd the
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be kind of
So that's what
interesting to see what
if you're
happens next.
so if you're thinking about traveling, you're thinking about you'll have to downsize a lot, so you'll sell a lot of your stuff, and then I'll just take everything that you have left and move to wherever you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Maine, I don't feel like there's a lot of chance to grow and do art and stuff like that here. You'd have to have like a proper job and then kind of do like a side job or whatever. But for me, it's very much having a place that's got something fun to do at all times, something to yes, and being a place where I can play poker legally would be nice as well, because I can't do it here.
Well, there are
But,
plenty of places in New England that you can do that.
Yes, I know. I can literally cross the border and go to like Nashua or whatever.
Yeah,
Or go
exactly.
down to the Encore in Boston.
Yeah, go to the yeah, exactly.
So,
or even just go to Connecticut,
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm part of a group called Poker Power. So we do a lot of trips like that to get more women into poker. So.
Oh wow. Well, Mary, wow,
So plenty of stuff to do.
that's
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. Well, I definitely understand why you don't have like not that you don't, but why you are limiting yourself in terms
Mhm.
of how you collect because you can't have everything and have 'em- I'll be honest, I can't if I were to travel with just my figures, I still wouldn't have enough like suitcases for like I would just have to go with the clothes on my back and the suitcases full of figures and it's still like I still probably would have like three giant like suitcases. And so I definitely understand your need to like hone it in and also like be compact with your collecting as well.
Mhm.
Um well, Mary, I am so glad we did this. I know you had some like ideas about like shooting and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
sometimes when we do these, I have grand ideas as well, and
Mhm.
they never come to fruition because you enjoy the conversation that you have with the other person.
Oh
So
no,
I
absolutely.
this was a lot of fun. I do need to go soon, but
Mhm.
I had a lot of fun. Let's do this again. Um, you are probably what is that? Dos Equis, the most interesting woman in the world in terms of your story, and
Oh.
um, I'm sure you have a lot more other stories that you haven't really shared. But to your your Instagram in terms of traveling with figures, um, enjoying the art is exactly what this community needs, and we need more people with this positive kind of attitude to show listen, it doesn't matter how deep it goes, there's always something positive to look up for and you can crawl yourself out of, and sometimes a
Mhm.
lot of toys help us through that. And I would say for you, definitely you just shared a little part of your story, and that was pretty inspiring to me. um, so thank you.
No, I appreciate it. I'm so glad to, finally get a chance to be on and kind of finally meet you face to face and finally be able to be like meet other people. When I first started, it felt very isolating.
Hmm.
But now that it's kind of expanded, I'm so I guess I'm so grateful that there is more people that Instagram and Twitter and all this we can connect, and there's more people that love what we do and we can meet up. And yeah, I think the sense of community is absolutely critical and amazing.
And that's why we do this, right? In order to show people that there is a community out there and it's a positive community and a community that is welcoming to pretty much everyone. There's definitely small niches of the community that concentrate on certain things, whether it's your McFarlane faction, Hasbro faction, even your anime, like even deep anime, specific anime, like factions. And that's okay. And
Okay.
that's what's great about it. Um, that's where you find your people, right? Like, you want to talk to
Mhm.
people that know their stuff that you can geek out with and talk to them about articulation or talking about backstories of comic books or just stories and movies. But that's why we do this, and that's what I love about it. And in the end, not only is it just about like the material that you kind of um, gush over and kind of just bond over, but you get to know the person, you get to know the stories, and that's why we do this. Like that's why we take people from the community and um, get to know them a little bit better because your Instagram account is just your Instagram account. It's just pictures you post, but there's also another great
Mhm.
story behind that person because with social media, it is so easy to label someone or to kind of just not or just kind of put them into a peg hole, right? We don't take the time to get to know people. We don't get take the time to ask them questions. We don't get to take the time to talk about different perspectives. And I think that's what we're missing when we talk about or when we talk to each other in the toy community. So that's why we do this. And Mary, thank you so much for joining us. Man, it was so great to like get to know you.
Absolutely, it's absolutely my pleasure. And I mean, let's not be strangers, man. We'll have to do this again.
Definitely, definitely, and I'd love to see what you do with photos. Maybe you'll be traveling somewhere else. I don't know, but I can't wait to hear what the next chapter of your life brings. And everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on this like random Saturday morning. Tuesday
It's
morning.
Tuesday.
This is great. I think it's Saturday. It's only Tuesday. Vacation is wonderful.
Oh,
So thank you, everyone.
See, there
Mary,
you go.
don't log off yet. When I end this, we'll still be on. But thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, the TPC Top 10 at 8:45 with me, No Chewing, and Yimbo reviews everything. We're going to be going over the top 10 photos from last week, April 14th. So we'll see you then. Take it easy and post those Randalorian pictures. Bye.